What's up, guys? Back again. I know it's been a while, but I'm here. And we're doing every time
The Promised Neverland.
The Promised Neverland.
Yakisoku no
Yakisoba noodles.
No. Yakisoku no Neverland. Yakisoku.
Yik yak.
Yakisoku.
Promised Land.
That's it.
Neverland.
Neverland.
Everything. But anyway, we're doing another review of Winter Anime 2019. Like he had just said, we're doing it on Promised Neverland. And I'm going to say, first and foremost, I think this is comparable. I whistled again. I can't speak. I can't be an actor anymore. Anyway, I want to say it's comparable to Death Note in the fact that it is one of the more recent and very popular cat and mouse back and forth mental gymnastics. Like, I'm not coming into the situation blind. I've read the manga. I'm pretty deep in it. I know a lot of things, and I'm gonna try my best not to spoil anything, though that all of these do have spoilers in them. This one in particular I don't want to spoil because literally everything can ruin a future plot line. So I'm just gonna try and keep it to where we're at now, and I think we're at episode 5, and I think episode 6 comes out this coming Thursday. So I'm gonna try and stick to just that as we move into this discussion. But AJ here,
I'm fresh,
newborn baby bird.
Every episode,
big chick.
Every episode got me wanting this shit.
Every episode,
it's crazy, but I'm enjoying the ride so far. I'm enjoying every little bit of it. It's fun, it's scary, and my blood pressure's high.
It is scary, and it's not like a jump scary or like overly horrific. It's just
it's impending doom scary.
Basically, so like it's not just, there are demons, because if you watch episode 1, at the end of it, matter of fact, before I even get into that, let me just start from the beginning.
So it's all about an orphanage. We got a little orphanage, we got little kids running around, and the caretaker, what they call mom. So like, this is mom, and she's taking care of them. And all these kids, they're growing up, they're having fun. There's some older kids, between like 10, 11, 12. There's some younger kids, 7, 6, 5. There are babies there,
Babies,
so it's orphanage. So it's an orphanage for children.
Right.
And I'm guessing the goal is to get these kids adopted so they can go to a nice little home with a nice little family and happily ever after. And that's cool, all right. We're introduced to a few characters. We got Emma, who is the bright, optimistic, bubbly, tomboyish kind of girl, and then we got Norman, who's like this, this bookish type, who's very smart, calculating in a way. And we got we have these characters, and then we have this other girl who doesn't. I don't want to say it like this, but she doesn't really matter. But her name is Connie, and she's the first person who we see to get adopted. And they're like, all right, Connie's getting adopted. Everyone's like, oh no, we're never going to see you again. Connie, you got to write to us, we miss you. You're always our sister. Connie's like, yeah, I'm going to my new family, I miss you all. And mom takes her, and they get in this carriage, and then they go, Emma notices that the bunny, little bunny,
Bunners.
Yeah, little bun is left, and that was Connie's stuffed rabbit. So they go, we're gonna take it to her. So she gets it. Norman's like, I'm gonna come with you. They go out in the woods. There's this fence that's about as tall as this table, and mom said, don't pass this fence. They're gonna go, well, we want to get her this bunny.
Right.
So they hop over that little weak ass fence, and they go out there. And then there's a tunnel, and they're definitely not supposed to go there. But they go in, they walk in, and they see the carriage that supposedly Connie was transported in. So they're like, oh, well, there's the carriage. I'm sure Connie is somewhere nearby. So they go over there, and they get all the way over there, and then they hear some movement. They go, shit. They hide up underneath the carriage. And then I think Emma is like peeking out a little bit. And what the fuck does Emma see? A fucking demon. A fucking demon. There's a demon in there.
In the carriage?
No, when they were under the carriage.
Oh, did you already say how?
Oh, did they see that first?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. They check in the carriage and they see Connie, and Connie is big dead.
Big dick.
So that's the first real scary thing you see. But the second thing is a fucking demon. So there's a fucking demon when they hide under the carriage because they hear some footsteps and they're looking. They're like, oh my god! They're covering their mouths. They're having a rough time processing the fact that they just saw a dead Connie and a fucking alive demon. And then the third bad thing is that Mom is there.
Right. So we learn up until this point in episode 5 that these children aren't just orphans, but they are being harvested. This is a farm. Each child has a tattoo across their neck. They all dress in white, so they look like lab rats. But to them, they didn't know any different. And Mother, who is their orphanage mother or their like headmaster, whatever you want to call them, is helping nourish their bodies
And their
and brains to be fed to these demons. So Norman understands, I think by like episode 3 or 4, that the reason that they all get shipped out around age 12 is because that's when their peak of their brain is reaching. Like, how do I explain it? The maturity, I guess, in their brains are
primed for
consumption. And the smarter you are, the more nourishment and more, I guess, the better it tastes to these demons. Because every day these kids take a extensive test, a very difficult test. And Norman, Ray, and Emma are
Ray's
the
another
top
character.
3.
Ray is another character.
Now, Ray isn't introduced immediately right away, but you do see him, hanging around. And you learn that Ray is actually the one that left Little Bunny on the table for Norman and Emma to find, knowing that, of course, Connie can't leave without her stuffed animal. She's always with the stuffed animal for them to find the truth that we are basically food for these demons.
Now, something crazy. So when they find out, when they see that the mom is there in the carriage, at one point one of the demons go, "Yo, I fucking smell something." And one of the demons looks under the carriage, and what do they find? Nothing except the fucking bunny. And the mom is just like,
I was gonna say. Exactly. So that's where the cat and mouse starts. So Mother knows that someone was not only there, but knows now. And she doesn't know who. And it's just this back and forth game of who can outwit the others, because not only do Emma and Norman understandably want to escape, Mom doesn't want them to.
Right.
So that is the most interesting thing about the story and the plot lines is how are they going to get away? It's almost perfect because not only are they encased, because once they escape beyond the forest, there's these tall ass walls. So there's like, okay, with our current manpower, we can't climb these walls, so they have these ropes, and once at some point they're going to try and use these ropes to, I guess, climb over the walls and escape. But the little fence, like he said, is not that tall.
yeah, it's more like a it almost
More like a
Like
first
it's-
time mental deterrent.
it's a mental deterrent. It's a test of obedience. It's like, hey, y'all respect me, y'all love me. Don't go past this fence. They're just like, okay. But Emma and Norman and I guess Ray as well, they're just like, this fence is weak shit. Like,
Yeah, like, and it starts clicking to them. It's just like, she always said, don't go beyond this fence because it's dangerous. And Norman's just like,
what does this fence keep?
I don't know why we believe this, because this fence can't do anything. We are taller, significantly taller than this fence. We can literally hop over it, and things start clicking left and right. So for the first couple episodes, Emma's in shock and she can't believe it. Norman is trying to make plans.
Norman's acting as normal as possible. He's actually telling Emma, hey, keep smiling, act like you don't know anything, just keep going.
Right. And Ray gets brought in because they are friends. They've been good friends. They're the smartest ones.
They are the smartest ones.
And then we learn Ray has known for a very long time. And Ray, So before I even get to this point,
Yes, let's
episode 3, Mother brings in another mother.
Another
mother's character.
Caretaker.
Exactly. She wants to be a mom of her own farm.
Yes.
And she is, helping basically sniff out the ones that know.
I don't want to say traitor, but I guess the deterrent of their plan.
Exactly. But I think they all at this point know who it is. But what can you really do?
The other caretaker is very straightforward.
She is straightforward.
So there was a time where Emma and Norman kind of hatch a plan where they go, we're gonna play tag, but in playing tag, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna disguise tag as an escape. Like
training
we're gonna train the other kids
because Emma wants everyone to escape,
right?
And Norman and Ray don't. But Norman will do whatever Emma wants because there's some kind of feelings, or at this point, it's one-sided.
Right.
And it's illogical because there's literal, like he said, there's babies.
And
you don't know what's outside of these walls.
Exactly. So they're going like, all right, we're just gonna do these hide and go seek games, and we're gonna play this off as a game, but we're really gonna be training all the other kids. And they're doing it, and Ray is like, yeah, I guess they are making some progress. So Emma's like, yes, good. At one point, this other caretaker goes, y'all want to play hide and go seek?
That was
and
a
then
very good scene.
All the kids are like, yeah, absolutely. But the 3 oldest kids are like, whew, don't like this.
This is bad news because she snatched everyone up except for I think
Emma
and Norman got her or got away. Like she had ran out of time because of the time limit.
Yeah.
But what I liked most about it wasn't just the fact that she is showing off that not only am I very intelligent, I'm also extremely athletic, and I can probably catch you if you try to run away. But she calls out all their flaws, and all 3 of them have incredible flaws. So
right.
Emma is extremely naive, and it shows because she just wants her family, all these people that she loved and grew up with, to escape with her, which is a complete naive way of thinking. You don't know what's outside of these walls.
Right.
You've obviously seen demons, and these demons eat humans.
Right.
How are you going to take care of? There's no food, there's no water. You don't know
you
how
have
to
no
do
idea what's
anything.
outside. You have no idea.
Norman's biggest flaw is that he is not athletically gifted.
He runs after Emma.
He runs after Emma. He'll do whatever she wants, even if that's illogical. But he just doesn't have the stamina to keep up. I guess his tank, his fuel tank, is smaller than hers. And Ray's biggest flaw is he's pretty balanced on everything else, but he gives up too quick.
He gives up really easy. He's like, well, I guess you
like
got
that failed, so fuck it, I guess you got it.
Right.
And that's his biggest issue, and that is a thing that comes up later. But I can't really say too much because there's so many strings of plot that is happening that you guys are unaware of.
Well, then let me get in there.
Ooh, go ahead.
So there's a part where Norman and Emma and Ray are talking, and they're like, "Yo, we're trying to do some stuff, but I feel like there's a leak of information. Something is happening here." And they're like, "All right, cool. Well, who can it be?" And they're looking around, and Emma's like, Emma almost can't believe it because Emma
doesn't even want to.
And she's like, "No, it could be no one." And I think they end up they signal out 2 people,
Don
and Gilda.
Yeah.
So in the anime, Gilda's looking shady all the time. And once they signal them out, Gilda's looking shady. And so I'm like, all right. So Emma says, I'm gonna bring them in on it. She goes, we're gonna tell them. They tell them. Don goes, what are you talking about?
But they don't tell them that Connie is dead.
Yes, they don't. They leave that part out. They just say, yo, this is what's happening. And Don laughs it off, and he goes, you better not be talking shit. You better not be talking shit about Mom. And Gilda goes, I don't know. Maybe this is something. And so after they have a little discussion, they're like, cool. There's a scene that we see of a person delivering a piece of mail, letter, whatever, into a door. We see, before that, we see Gilda leave the room and then walk out, and then you see a hand delivering letter into a room, and it's like, okay, thank you for the information. First thing that you think of, spoilers, y'all. First thing that you think of is, fuck, Gilda did that shit, and that's what I thought initially. But then I was like, I didn't see a face, so that shit's fucking Dawn.
So an interesting plot development of that is Gilda was actually almost recruited to be an informant. The other mother was trying to get information from Gilda because Gilda noticed that Emma has been acting different, and Gilda was like, hey, something's wrong. And then the other caretaker, I cannot remember her name, was just like, hey, keep an eye out on her for me, let me know what's going on. And then Gilda, after learning the truth, Gilda's like, nah, I'm gonna stick up for Emma. And then I wish I could remember her name. She had said, did she tell you the truth?
Right.
Sister Crone.
Crone!
Thank you! That's the only name I could not remember.
That's the one.
Sister Crone was like trying to get in her head to see if she could break. And she didn't, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So we realized that Gilda wasn't the informant, so we automatically assumed
Dawn
Dawn has to be. So
and I was hurt because the moment I saw Dawn, I was like, oh, Dawn, I like Dawn.
Dawn's a cool kid.
I was like, I like him.
But more importantly, before this all set up, Norman planted a bug, basically.
Yes.
So he told Gilda, like I said earlier, that they're going to use these ropes to get over the
The
wall.
rope is under the bed?
I think he told Dawn that the rope was under the bed and Gilda that the ropes were in like a lamp or something. I can't remember.
Was it like in the attic or something?
In
like
the
that?
attic, in a treehouse. For the life of me, I cannot remember. So at the end of the episode, after we realized that Gilda wasn't the snitch, and we presumed that Dawn was the snitch, because
the rope was gone.
The rope was gone under the bed, and then Ray was just like, it must be Dawn, and Norman's like, no, it's you. So we realized that Ray was the informant the entire time.
Because he actually told Dawn a different place, I believe, and he told Ray. He told Dawn a different place, but he told Ray that it was under the bed. So he kind of tricked.
Exactly. He suspected Ray because
Ray knew too much.
Ray knew not only too much, but it just made more sense for it to be Ray. So these kids are not just kids. They're extremely intelligent. And Norman, who illogically follows Emma, still sees the plot. And he has been setting up stuff. Norman is the guy. Ray is the guy. Emma is just so damn naive. But she's also extremely intelligent. And she picks up on things quick. I don't want to ruin too much because I really want you guys to watch it. But what I can say for a fact, if you don't know what's going on in this story, if you come into the story blind, you are going to get taken for a ride. You will get taken for a ride. You can try and guess. You can try and scheme. You can try and predict the future. But I'm telling you, it's next to impossible. There are so many strings of plot already in 5 or 6 episodes, and I know what's going on. And I'm just like, I'll see something. I was like, that's important later. I'll literally say as we're watching, that's important later, and they're just like, what? They don't even address it. They don't even address it. And I'm just like, that's crazy, because I know how important this will be. And watch it. This is one of the ones that's gonna have you on the edge, like Wayne Brady's hairline, on the edge of your seat.
I am.
Every episode, just like, I can't believe I just watched what the fuck I just watched.
I'm not even in the same position when I start the episode.
It's crazy from beginning to end. Every episode, it just goes higher and higher until it reaches its peak, and then it goes higher and higher. There is no slowing down.
There has not been a single solid good thing to happen in this shit.
Not one. As soon as Emma and Norman learned of the truth, from that moment, the whole story took off. And it is just who can outwit who. And I know what's gonna happen. And I'm thoroughly impressed. Loved every second.
I don't, and I'm worried. I got concerns.
I keep telling them, don't read it, man. You started the anime, watch the anime. The anime is doing a very good job with the music, with the camera angles, because there's no cameras in the anime, with directing, with the voice actors. Everything is so well done. I'm thoroughly impressed. This is going to be the one. This is going to be the one for the next generation. The next
recommend. Big recommend.
Huge recommendation. Everyone I've recommended it to loves it. This is the one.
Watch it.
But I'm gonna wrap things up here because I can't think of anything else to say that can't spoil the story for you more.
Right.
If you guys have watched it, thinking about watching it, whatever, let me know in the comment section down below. We can definitely talk about it. If you want to get spoiled, I probably won't do it because other people definitely read the comment section. But please subscribe. I got maybe a couple more videos I want to do about winter 2019 that I'm actually watching personally. And then soon, probably not very soon, but soon I might get back into that Fiction Fridays because I have a list of things that I want to talk about. But I'm gonna just go ahead and let y'all go. Like I tell people when I'm trying to get off the phone. Just like that. I don't even say anything. All right, I'm gonna let you go.